same, but they reduce the size. This will be available. What it shows is the distribution strength of the company, for which the Nutrien offered 280 crores. Today, if the same everyday company will be there, it will not even look at that company, because internet and digitization is an opportunity. Today, if you want to reach the remote places of India, you need not do anything, you just have to upload in the website. And globalization was an opportunity for MNC. Today, digitization is an opportunity for MSME. Digitization is an opportunity for MSME. Today, if somebody has a good product in Kumarapalayam, if somebody has a good product in Tudiyalu, then all that they need to do is innovate it, brand it, trademark it, update in the online website, Flipkart or Amazon or eGem, government e-marketplace. If it is an agriculture product, they need to just upload on eNAM, Electronic National Agricultural Market. The question is whether people know about it, is the question. This is where the chartered accountant has to educate as a startup advisor how all they can use the present architecture created by the government. And this is the face of Digital India, which is a great opportunity. Look at, for example, Uber and Ola. I was once driving in Uber. I was just interacting. I always believe in street smartness and understanding the people, what are the issues. I was just interacting with the driver who was sitting in the car. I asked him, what could the government do for you? Nothing, sir. This Uber is run by a foreign company. They don't even have 10 employees. The government of Tamil Nadu can look at employing 10 companies and install the same app. They take 27%, sometimes 47%, depending upon the minimum business guarantee. If the government of Tamil Nadu takes up and issues an app and appoints an IAS officer with 10 employees, nearly 1 lakh families will survive in state of Tamil Nadu, because Ola plus Uber, 1 lakh car drivers are there. Simple idea. Now the question is, why India did not invent ahead of Uber? And if you go and check who would have been participated, there will be definitely one Indian, I can bet you. And this is a kind of innovation. Today, earlier when you book a cab, you don't know when it will come. Today when you book a cab, you know when it will arrive at your doorstep. And it also gives you the direction through Google Map. There is a kind of a disruption happening in the technology. This is on the Digital India phase. 3 is your Skill India. Today, lot of students study in the engineering colleges. Your business or your profession of chartered accountancy squarely depends upon the entrepreneurship in the country. Everybody should agree. Today, Coimbatore chartered accountants are prosperous, rich, because lot of entrepreneurs emerged here. And every day, the chartered accountant should pray. Lot of entrepreneurs should emerge from Coimbatore. And that's how our profession gets developed. But if you look at the present education system in India, it is very good in producing the best slaves of the Western world. And I am making this point with a conviction. Why I should make it in Coimbatore? Today, Coimbatore has about 120 engineering colleges. Some of the top engineering colleges of the, I would say, world, in fact, are here. But same type of quality of education is not there in any part of other parts of Tamil Nadu, neither in the other parts of the India. Looking at this, one point that we need to learn is Skill India is such a transformational reform. I will talk about it, how successful it is from the government side. I am not here to talk about it. I am just indicating you what are the changes required, whether it has happened or not. That we will evaluate shortly. The Skill India, the government assessed that we are getting the engineering graduates. Like for example, I was once into the college and interacting with the mechanical engineers. I asked a mechanical engineer, what will happen if you are going in a bike and the bike stops? He said, I'll call the mechanic. He's an automobile engineer. I'll call the mechanic. He said it. And another batch, same college, another batch. We were doing a student orientation program. New batch joining, and I did it. So then I asked, then it was a civil engineer. I asked him, do you know, it is a 4th year orientation for the placement, basically. Then I asked him, you know how to construct a wall? He said, never in my life I constructed a wall. He's a civil engineer. A mason will do it. But he does not know. I asked, what is your role? My role is to become civil engineer, sit in the AC room and plan. Why should you plan? Everybody has a tool today, an app. If they put the square feet, different plans come immediately. Where is the role of a civil engineer? Then came very interesting, electronic engineer. Then I asked him, simple question, in your home tube light goes for a fuse, what will you do? I'll call electrician through urban clock. And I asked, you are an electrical engineer. They did not teach me in the school. college, seriously said this, and this is the quality of education we have. And unfortunately, we have to, it is a responsibility of every citizen in the country to empower the youth. Because in India today, out of 130 crore population, 80% of population are age group from 18 years to 35 years. If you don't empower the neighborhood youth, you will become a divisional force for you. You will be a nuisance in the future for you. Because if he does not get the job, and if he is hungry, who will you come and approach? He will knock at your door only. So it is our responsibility to mentor, and it is the society's responsibility to mentor. The government is talking about demographic dividend. I am very cautious about it. If you are not empowering the youth with the proper skill, then they will become liability to the country. Skill India. So only when they become skill, then they can become entrepreneur. Only when they become entrepreneur, you will get the proprietary registration, PAN card, you will get the company registration, LLP registration, partnership, MSME registration, Udyog Aadhar, everything will come. So we have employees who are primarily catering to the MNC companies. Some students who study mechanical engineer subsequently become software engineer. How is that possible? Within a placement day itself they change their mind because they give 40,000 rupees salary. This is about Skill India. Government is trying its best. It is just not the government. We as a chartered accountant, we have to educate the industry members to start skill training company. In Coimbatore, if you find any textile industries who are expert, who are having legacy technology with them, it should go to the masses. That's very, very important. We have done some consultancies. Why? In Coimbatore itself, there is one skill development center. I'm not remembering the place. Mr. Raju Pratap Rudy came and opened it in 2015. It has trained about 2,500 tailors. And in that, about 80% are women in Coimbatore. This is the model of Skill India. Now coming back to the Startup India. The Startup India, before that, the Honorable the Prime Minister was actually convened a committee. I had an opportunity to give some note for the Mudra Bank scheme. Mudra Bank, many people think it is only a campaign. I have the statistics with me. We have got an RTI. We filed an RTI and got the statistics. What was happening was in the past 70 years, we were okay funding to the top corporate. We were okay the top corporate getting the fund. We are also okay the top corporate using the passport, red color passport, being the parliamentary member and escaping from the country. And also we are okay with the industry people moving out of the country, and we are okay losing some 20,000 crore easily. But we were never okay with funding the MSME. For example, if I wanted to become an entrepreneur in the country, if I go to the bank and ask them the loan, even today, it is still not settled. Let's assume before 10 years, if I wanted to become an entrepreneur, first thing they'll ask me, do you have a land? If I have land, why should I come to the bank? And they will ask me, give me the gold. In which home, woman will give the gold? And third, they will ask me, if somebody wants to begin an entrepreneurship, both is there, even if something he gets marriage about it, we getting it from the friends or families and bootstrapping it, still they will ask you, what is your education qualification? These were the constraints, and you know what? The total interest percentage through our research, we found that on a daily basis, you all know about this Meetravati, Kanduvati, this flower seller, the small shops. We did a research and found it is 3,840% per year. This is the level of interest rate. Let's assume go to Coimbatore in Chennai and check this Kanduvati. Morning they will get 1,000 rupees and 100 rupees they will give upfront. And this is the level of interest borrowing. Today, under Mudra Bank, I have statistics with me. About 11 crore 20,000 people are funded. 11 crore 20,000 people are funded. Total amount that is deployed in Mudra scheme is about 5,20,000 crores. 5,20,000, it's not 5 crore 20 lakhs, it is 5,20,000 crores which is deployed. In that, 76% are women entrepreneurs. 76% are women entrepreneurs who are generally homemakers, who have become now nation builders. And the exact thing is, most of them work from home. That statistic is also there. And you will be surprised to know, from the state of Tamil Nadu, total Mudra offtake is 53 lakhs people have got Mudra loan. I have statistics with me. Why I should have? You go to the website of Mudra, click the map of India, click the map of Tamil Nadu, you will find 53 lakh people have got. How much funds have been given? 18,000 crores funds have been given to the first-time entrepreneurs. Appreciating the central government effort, I wanted to appreciate the state government efforts also. When the Honorable Chief Minister, the ex-Chief Minister was there, she brought the NEET scheme, where it is about 1 crore for the first generation entrepreneur, where the policy was brought in such a way that if you submit the proposal under the NEET scheme, you will get about 1 crore, 25% to the capital subsidy will be provided for the capital equipments what you provide. For information, I am very happy to note, in this current year budget, our Finance Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu increased this from 1 crore to 4 crores. And nobody noted this in the budget time. None of the articles in the paper came about this. But I tried to highlight in some of the places, and this 4 crores plus Mudra scheme plus Startup India can be availed by the first generation entrepreneur. How many people have got? You might ask me, sir, how many people got in Tamil Nadu? I have a statistic with me. 4,100 people have got the NEET scheme alone in state of Tamil Nadu, which amounts to about 1 crore rupees. 1 crore is not a small amount for a startup. But many a times we were not aware that these schemes are available. Next thing, if you go to the bank and ask them, they will not tell you. Sir, tell me about Mudra. They will not tell you. Tell me about NEET scheme. They will not tell you because it is not profitable for them. From the performance angle of the branch. So it is we who need to understand the fabric that is going on. You might think, sir, how does it matter? It is a small businesses. What it will make difference to the country? For information, 93.5% of employment opportunity in India is generated by MSME sector, micro, small and medium enterprises. Only 6% of employment opportunity is generated by the top companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS and all those companies. How many of them know about it? It is 93.5%. And they are contributing to the real GDP of the country. But what they require is organizing them, taking them from the informal economy to the formal economy, which is also the role of the chartered accountant. It is a role of the chartered accountant, and that is the reason I stressed about this idea. And Startup India, today 1,500 startups have been registered, and this Startup India scheme of the government requires more improvement. Only thing that they have done as a chartered accountant committee, which I wanted to highlight here, as a benefit under the startup, only one thing they have done. They gave 3 out of 5 years tax break. If you start up a company and if the entrepreneur makes profit, and that 3 out of 5 years tax break, you tell me which entrepreneur will make profit in the first year. Which entrepreneur will make, I am an entrepreneur for the second year. My company has not made profit until now. There are a lot of outlays which we incur. And which entrepreneur will get within 2 years or 3 years profit? So in the place where there is no profit, government says 3 out of 5 years you get a tax break. Look at the joke. So this requires a complete overall, and we have submitted the representation to the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, to Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, where we have highlighted how the startup policy should be. Where did we get this document? Most of the time when we recommend the policy, we no need to think. We just have to go to the international websites, copy it, fine-tune it to the Indian level. Just the way we bring IFRS in Ind AS, such a way it is confused today, we don't know where it stands. I am very clear today, Ind AS, I don't know where it stands today. We need a lot of clarification on that front. We can easily adopt IFRS. Why should it make Ind AS and confuse more with the new numbers? And this is the situation with respect to government also. Looking at this, we adopted the Israel startup policy. We tried to give recommendation to the government why Israel is the #1 innovation country in the world. Once they were actually suffering. Today, whatever the innovation, new innovation that comes from a small Jewish nation, that's a kind of transformation Israel is doing. Ultimately, today, these are all the changes happening, and the government is trying to push the lot of policy, but it is not happening to the expected level of the leaders in the particular government because of the complete hindrance by the bureaucracy. Why I am saying it is a complete hindrance by bureaucracy? If you look at the past 70 years, we have added a lot of forms. In the past 70 years, we have added a lot of laws. In the past 70 years, we have added a lot of provisos. In the past 70 years, we have added a lot of cases to the High Court. In the past 70 years, we added a lot of cases to the Supreme Court just on and and or. Interpretation of and or itself is a litigation, matter of litigation in the High Courts and Supreme Courts. And second thing, As per the economic survey report brought by Arvind Subramaniam, the chief economic advisor, recently, he has clearly said, you might think government is gaining out of all these litigation. They also don't gain. We are also suffering. You tell me somebody is issued a notice and sometimes they go and win to the Supreme Court. Do you think it's a great achievement? You started with the appeals process, you went to ICAI, then you went to High Court, then you went to Supreme Court. Amount of cost involved in litigation. Will the government pay back you? It will not. But still you enter. Of course, you might say it's an opportunity for the profession. I don't deny that. But it is also a hindrance for the business, which is called ease of doing business. That is when today, and the 3 years to 4 years, even before 2014, a lot of acts started, they started taking off. 1,290 laws has been scrapped. 1,290 laws has been scrapped. That is the reason today India has moved from 189th rank to 149th rank to 100th rank. India should reach to 50th rank, and it is only possible with the help of the chartered accountants who are the window of the clients in India. Who can bring this transformation? Today, if I want to know what kind of laws has to be scrapped, today if I want to know what has to be simplified in Coimbatore, in textile industry, who could be the best person to recommend to the government? It is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It is the members who are practicing, because you deal with the client day in, day out. Some of the clients will be dealing for the past 20 years, 30 years, some generations. You know what is the hindrance with respect to textile policy. And this is what is required from the chartered accountant to streamline the ease of doing business. And you know what? Government is also trying to move from just not about cooperative federalism, it is also moving towards competitive federalism. In 2015, a government actually wanted to do ease of doing business survey state-wise. And surprisingly, Gujarat stood number 1. And don't think great about